Alright, what's happening everybody? It's your boy Akeen and welcome to today's vlog. Here to talk about tonight's award ceremony of the College Football Awards given to the best players of college football this season. I'm going to announce some of the key awards for today's award ceremony and give you my opinion of who should win each of these major awards. I'm going to start with the Bednarik Award given to the nation's Defensive Player of the Year. The nominees are Tyrann Mathieu of LSU, Devon Still of Penn State, and Dont'a Hightower of Alabama. All three of these players deserve this award. Need to talk quickly about all three of these players. Still, he had 49 tackles, 17 tackles for your loss, and 4.5 sacks this season, leading the number 5 scoring defense in the nation for Penn State. LSU's Tyrann Mathieu, he was all over the field this season, leading the team with 71 tackles, 9 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, and 5 fumble recoveries in this game. Also, he's a big factor in the special teams as a punt return specialist. And Dont'a Hightower for Alabama, he's the heart and soul of that defense. 79 tackles, 3 sacks, and an interception. So between these three players, all these players do deserve this award, but I'm going to have to go with Tyrann Mathieu of LSU. He was this year's Defensive Player of the Year, mainly because of how much of a factor he was as a special teams. But even without the special teams as a punt returner, I still believe he is the best defensive player because of all the game-changing plays that he made this season. 6 forced fumbles, wow, against big teams like Oregon, West Virginia, and even in that SEC championships. He's a game changer, a great playmaker for that defense. So I believe Tyrann Mathieu does deserve that award. Going on to the Ray Guy Award given to the nation's best punter. The nominees are Ray Allen of Louisiana Tech, Stephen Clark of Auburn, Jackson Rice of Oregon. Going to quick statistics, Ray Allen averaged 46.3 yards per punt. 72 yards was his longest punt this season. Stephen Clark had 40.5 yards per punt. 58 yards was his long. Jackson Rice, his longest punt was 61 yards, and he averaged 49.8 yards per punt. So basically, based on statistics, I'm going to have to go with Ray Allen of Louisiana Tech. Just like Louisiana Tech, Oregon did win their division. Talking about Jackson Rice, he does deserve this award as well, but I'm going to have to go with statistically because of that long of 72 yards, and he was part of the reason why Louisiana Tech did win. I'm talking about Ray Allen, he deserved that Ray Guy Award because Louisiana Tech was WAC championship, and he was one of the reasons why. So I'm going to have to go with Ray Allen over the other players. Going to the Lou Groza Award, given to the nation's best place kicker. Nominees are Randy Bullock of Texas A&M. He averaged 86 yards percentage-wise in his field goal tries. Dustin Hopkins of Florida State, he was 80% of for his field goal tries for 104 points total, including extra points. And Caleb Sturgis of Florida, he had a great season, 84 yards for average percentage in his place kicking, and he had 91 points total. I'm going to have to go with Randy Bullock of Texas A&M for this award. He does deserve this more than the other two because he has a better percentage, and he actually has more overall points, including field goal points, 27 points this season, leading the Texas A&M Aggies. So I'm going to have to go with Randy Bullock for the Lou Groza Award. Heading to the Fred Biletnikoff Award given to the nation's best receiver. Nominees are Justin Blackmon of Oklahoma State, Ryan Broyles of Oklahoma, and Robert Woods of USC. I believe out of these three players, I'm going to have to go with Justin Blackmon because he does have the best statistically. He's a big target for Brandon Weeden, 1,300 yards this season and 15 touchdowns. Last season, he won the Fred Biletnikoff Award, so he's going to actually join Michael Crabtree as back-to-back winners if he wins this award, but I think he deserves this. But I have to say that Ryan Broyles would have won this award if he had not gotten injured, missing the last 3 games of the season. I believe that he was completely healthy, he would lead the 3 of these players in receiving yards and maybe even touchdowns. He was a big difference maker for that offensive passing game for Landry Jones. Without him, Landry Jones did not throw a touchdown pass without Ryan Broyles. So I think Ryan Broyles does have a good, clear shot of winning this award because of how valuable he was to Landry Jones in that passing game for Oklahoma. But I'm going to have to go with Justin Blackmon of Oklahoma State over Ryan Broyles. Heading to more awards, Player of the Year Award, Maxwell Award nominees are Andrew Luck of Stanford, Kellen Moore of Boise State, and Trent Richardson of Alabama. Trent Richardson had a big year, just under 1,600 yards rushing, 6 yards per carry, and he had most of his yards after the first contact. He's a big-time bruiser. He could break tackles and be a home run threat for that running game for Alabama. Kellen Moore, he had one of his best seasons, 41 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions this season, 74.1% completion rate this year for the Boise Broncos. They did suffer that one loss, so that kind of affected him for this award. And Andrew Luck, he had a pretty down season in my opinion. He had just over 3,100 yards passing, 35 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. But out of these 3 players, I believe that Trent Richardson deserved the Player of the Year Award, the Maxwell Award, because of his efforts for that running game, and he was pretty much the top weapon for that offense for Alabama. He's all big-time threat for defenses. He's a bruiser. He's like a defensive player on that offensive side, and he loves to hit. He has brute strength. He's very low to the ground, which makes him tough to tackle, just like how Mark Ingram was when he was at Alabama, when he won the Heisman Trophy. So I'm going to have to go with Trent Richardson in this award. Outland Trophy, given it to the nation's most outstanding interior lineman. Nominees are David DeCastro of Stanford. He's the guard, good pulling guard. Barrett Jones of Alabama, great tackle for the Crimson Tide. And Devin Still of Penn State. Devin Still's second nomination for this evening's award. Devin Still had a great season, 49 tackles, 4.5 sacks, and he was that beast interior lineman of the Big Ten Conference, and he's actually nominated for Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. But for this award for Best Interior Lineman, I'm actually going to go with Barrett Jones of Alabama. He protected A.J. McCarron well, and he opened up huge holes for Trent Richardson, and I think that Trent Richardson needs to thank his offensive line for giving them all these holes and giving them openings to run that football. And I think Barrett Johnson was the best out of these 3 interior linemen, but a good good player who can compete with him in this award is Devin Still. He had a spectacular season for the Nittany Lions of Penn State. Going to the Jim Thorpe Award, given to the nation's most outstanding defensive back. Nominees are David Emerson of NC State. He led the nation with 11 interceptions. Mark Barron of Alabama, he had 2 interceptions to go along with 61 tackles. And opposite of Tyrann Mathieu, Morris Claiborne of LSU, he had a great season, 46 tackles with 6 interceptions. Now, statistically, David Emerson of NC State had the best year, 11 interceptions, and that is huge. And I think he has a good chance of winning this award. But I'm going to have to go with Morris Claiborne because LSU had one of the best top 2 defenses in the nation, and he was part of the reason why that passing defense was so effective and so hard to compete with. So I'm going to have to go with Morris Claiborne over these other 2 players. Going to the Doak Walker Award, given to the nation's most outstanding running back. Nominees are Monty Ball of Wisconsin. He had a great year, just over 1,750 yards rushing, 38 touchdowns total. He's one shot of breaking Barry Sanders' record. Trent Richardson, he's nominated for his second award. He's a great running back from Alabama. And back again is LaMichael James of Oregon. He was last year's Doak Walker winner, and he has a great argument to win this year. He had 1,600 yards rushing, 7.4 yards per carry with 17 rushing touchdowns to go along with another receiving touchdown. And he has a great case because he missed 2 games this season, and he still pulled off great numbers in the top 10 in rushing this season, and he had 3 straight 200-yard games, and he has a great argument. But I strongly believe, even though I think that Trent Richardson is going to win this award, I really believe that Monty Ball deserves this award over Trent Richardson because of the numbers and how effective he was for that Wisconsin Badger offense, especially being overshadowed by Russell Wilson, the star quarterback for Wisconsin. Being overshadowed by him, he had to make a name for himself this season and show why he was so effective for that offense for Wisconsin. I think based on these stats, just one shot of breaking Barry Sanders' single season record and having all these yards, he's actually leading the nation in rushing, and statistically he's been doing better than Trent Richardson. I believe that Monty Ball deserves this award given to the nation's best running back, and he has done the best between these 3 players. So I'm going to have to go with Monty Ball of Wisconsin. Next, the Mackey Award, given to the nation's most outstanding tight end. Nominees are Orson Charles of Georgia, Dwayne Allen of Clemson, and Tyler Eifert of Notre Dame. I believe that all these players are pretty much even in statistics. Notre Dame's Tyler Eifert has the most receiving yards, 713, compared to 577 for Allen, and Charles is 527. But I believe that to give this award to the nation's best tight end, it has to be the best overall tight end. And I believe that the best blocker between these three players is Orson Charles of Georgia. So I'm going to have to go with the Mackey Award given to Orson Charles because of his blocking attack and how effective he can be for the run for Isaiah Crowell or whoever is running the football. So I'm going to have to go with Charles with this year's Mackey Award winner, but we will see later on tonight. And last but not least, the Heisman Trophy winner. Nominees are RG3, Robert Griffin III of Baylor, Andrew Luck of Stanford, Monty Ball again for Wisconsin, Trent Richardson of Alabama, and Tyrann Mathieu of LSU. All of these 5 players do deserve this award. Each and every one of these players have great arguments, but I believe that RG3, Robert Griffin III, deserves the Heisman Trophy this year's season, especially ending the season with being accounted for 4 touchdowns and the 48-24 Baylor win over Texas. He had a great game, 36 touchdowns this season with just 9 interceptions, compared to Andrew Luck with 35 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. I actually apologize. Robert Griffin III had 6 interceptions this season. He has a higher completion rate. He's actually in the top 2 in passing efficiency, just under 4,000 yards passing, to leading Baylor Bears to a winning season and to a great bowl game. They're actually ranked 12th in the nation. I think he will be Baylor's first Heisman Trophy winner, as he said at the end of the Texas Longhorn game. I also think he's going to win the Davey O'Brien Award, given to the nation's best quarterback, between him, Case Keenum, and Andrew Luck. Case Keenum had a great year. He's actually an honorable mention for a Heisman Trophy, as well as other fellow quarterback Matt Barkley. Both these 2 players had great seasons, especially Keenum, 5,000 yards passing, 45 touchdowns with just 5 interceptions. He's having his best year this year, but I do believe that with the running skills of Robert Griffin III, he does deserve both the Davey O'Brien Award given to the nation's best quarterback and the Heisman Trophy winner given to the most outstanding player of college football, and he has been the most outstanding player this season. So I'm going to have to go with him over the other nominees, but each of these nominees, including Monty Ball and Trent Richardson, they do have great arguments for this award, but I'm going to have to go with RG3 on this one. Now, I'll catch you guys a little bit later to talk about these major BCS bowl games later on this week, as well as this week's key matchup between Army and Navy. Thank you for watching this vlog from Pro Football Exclusive. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.